The world is developing at a faster rate than ever before, and people are turning to social media and technology to help them through this transition. But one must wonder, with the abundance of social media we have, when is the point we put the phone down?
I don't want to say I have a cynical perspective, but a little bit of a skeptical perspective of social media and these kind of things, because I don't think on social media and the way that the cultures are presented or people are presented or issues are presented, I, I think it's a simulation. It's always a simulation, and the way the stories are told, variables are carefully picked, variables are carefully chosen, and from there is always a twist. There's an objectivity, and that in itself isn't necessarily bad, but the result is the presentation of culture or not ends up often can be borderline propaganda.
Even with the abundance of social media, Amanda Maria Ford, peacebuilding professor at BYU Hawaii, says opportunities to interact with others can come in many forms.
I think my fear is that if we rely on social media to teach us, then we're going to miss opportunities to really understand people for who they are. And I think we maybe are going to feed into that stereotype of just assuming that people are because they're certain, because I know, or I saw it somewhere, or, I read this thing about that culture, then I'm going to assume that. And making those assumptions about people denies us access to who they really are. With my dad, like growing up, I just assumed everyone that was Dutch was like my dad. And that's not true. When I finally I think I was 21 when I went to Amsterdam, and when I toured around Holland and Germany, I saw people of all, some people aren't that way. And some people were, and yeah, that stereotype might be more common, that they're like really bold, or they're, whatever stereotypes you have of people. Yeah, there's going to be people in that culture, but then there's going to be people that aren't that stereotype. So it just allows us to let go of those and really understand and get to know people, and understand where they're coming from.
For BYU Hawaii News, I'm Alexander Timolip.